name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is June 9th, 2025. It is 2:22 a.m. This is video number 2. Video number 1 is on APTS Sussex. So let's go on Twitter. I'm probably gonna be recording all night. I'll get to these to editing whenever I can. First tweet. Okay, so this is part 2. That I believe this is it, right? Let's see. Yeah, that's part 2. Oh my god, this is so funny. It needs to be reposted 1,000,000 times. So now the squad putting this version of Harry and Meghan's family photos while Charles was unveiling his portrait. Okay, I'm just gonna go through it really quickly, okay, because I can't even play it properly anyway. I will have to do screenshot. Okay, it would have been even funnier if it was Meghan twerking, lol. I post that on my last video, and I did it on my last video where I shared the video of Charles unveiling the similar to this. Instead of this portrait is Meghan dancing. Let's go into it. Let me pause it and just show you the twerking video. Alright, so this is it here. That's what I meant. Let's go back. Bullseye, haha, people are laughing. Let's go to the next tweet. Now some serious stuff. GB News. Okay, the comment section is hilarious, funny. Okay, she only shared the screenshot of one of the things, so I don't know. If I go into this, I probably will see some of the comments. Let's see. When Prince William, says something, the world listens. Former royal butler Grant Harrell highlights the significance of Prince William's upcoming speech at the Blue Economy and Finance Forum, where he will call for more to be done to protect the world's ocean. So, okay, I'm not even gonna go into that to see the comments. So I'll take the squad's word for it. Okay, absolutely on fire. Almost makes you wonder if the popularity poll was fake. There's the laugh here. The squad are laughing. Oh my lord. Okay, let me just leave that alone. This particular tweet. Billy the Idol is just waiting for Sir David to pass an order to take over his show. They're desperately trying to upgrade this clown. His brother moves effortlessly in spaces and places he can only aspire to. Poor William's talking to octopuses and crabs who bury themselves while he's talking. He hasn't got a clue. There's a laugh here. There's the yawning. William speaks word written for him by someone else. He presents them as his own and then disappear until the next time. He brings nothing practical or useful. Repetitive regurgitation. His words are followed by a lot of raised and rolling eyes. Does it? He hasn't said a whole hell of a lot of the world to respond to. I don't even know what he does. What happened to solving homelessness and peace in the Middle East? I don't get him at all. He should first try and talk to British water companies who are pumping human waste into our ocean. This is something I've highlighted in past videos. Maybe a year, no, not last year. I know I didn't talk about it. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I spoke about this. A royal butler, and in recent video, I sort of highlight what I've said in the past as well. A royal butler who is an expert on international relations and political science. These people cannot be more creative. Alright, while he and his father, stepmother, wife all fly everywhere on private planes and live in multiple energy sucking mansions, castles, total hypocrite. He should be ashamed of himself, but he doesn't have enough sense to be so. Nobody will listen to him except other shameless people. He knows nothing. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. This is another GB News. I hope it's not the same thing. I didn't look at the... Yeah, it's not the same. Harry is engaging and amplifying organization and cooperation who do the work. William is centering himself, his environmental pursuit. We know nothing about Earthshot Prize winners. Okay, this is the thing that I've said about Harry and Meghan, which they themselves have said. They use their platform to elevate others.
I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes. But as I said just now, the younger generation of the world has turned me into an optimist, because they are the best connected, the most passionate generation that I think that we've ever had. And what we need to do is be able to create a platform so that they can be heard, because they have the solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. New spin on it from the youth. As a prince, you're born at birth with a natural platform to be able to try and make a difference. Yeah, which a lot of people have to spend years and years and years getting to that point. So from that perspective, I'm very lucky to have a platform to be able to try and make change in the causes that mean a lot to me, but also to you guys. And I'm still in your generation, by the way. But at the same time, as I said, being born with a lot of privilege comes with a lot of responsibility. But I like to think that I'm going to have to spend the rest of my life earning the respect for that privilege and trying to make a difference for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, you know? Like I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like that is all very new. And so to be able to show like, you want that, you could totally have that, and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people, like Emily, who's right here. I only know her through Twitter, and I knew she was coming because I saw it on social media.
Stop it, really?
Yes, and she's going on a trip soon to Costa Rica to do some aid work because she said that my UN stuff inspired her. I wrote you a letter. I brought it.
That is so cool. That's actually like
sweet.
Seriously,
Aww.
using your outreach for good, to connect with people.
Well, you know, I feel a really big responsibility. Like if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure, we can have that conversation, but I'd also like to talk about
women's rights
and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips, or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
And they don't, I think when I was talking about the Miss Mumble, using baby brain as her work project, this is a very hard topic. When she has the platform, all she had to do is create a objective and then find professionals, you know, geeks, usually some of those people who go into those type of profession, they'll probably stay up all night doing things just for the fun of it or for research purposes. Find these people who are passionate about the work, give them the objective and let them do the study, and then put them on the pedestal and let them display their work. But instead, I have no idea what they're doing anyway with that topic with baby brain. Alright, so this one I just read the copy, and that's the same thing I just read in previous tweet. Okay, the baton has been handed over and Prince William has become David Attenborough's Sussex apprentice. Former royal correspondent Charles Ray discusses Prince William's passion towards tackling environmental issues. Are you freaking kidding me? I wonder what's really going on in his head. Was it Attenborough? For him, he's been doing this for a very long time. Well, there were some issues regarding things he takes from places. Look at in the background. When Princess Diana passed, there's Harry, William, and is that Charles, I think? Yeah, like I was saying, I wonder how nonsense that they, you know what, let me leave them alone. There's the laugh. Here, Prince William's passion tackling environmental issues, there's the laugh. How about William tackling the sewage crisis in UK, rivers and coastline, first to benefit UK taxpayers, world leaders, and going to listen to anyone who can't clean up their own shit, tell them how they can tackle Shit. This is so desperate on the part of KP and William. The script sent to all the media voters is so obvious that even in England, they are laughing at this last attempt to sell William as a global statement. Then he flew to which country in Europe he flew? Was it Switzerland? There was a glacier something that collapsed. Was it avalanche or something? But whatever. What did he do over there? He is so passionate about this, and he can say a sentence of this without reading it. LOL. You know what I think is happening? Is that they never had any agendas. Okay? The royal family, the institution, I don't really think they really have. Not only they didn't had, they never had any agendas. They were there to just perform. Tell the country some BS, keep the people preoccupied with their nonsense, but their true business, the thing that they're doing, they keep it in the background. So what I think is happening now, because Harry's doing things, and they want to show that the brother's doing something, so they're trying to script stuff for him to say and do, and it can never stick. So people are truly seeing what, in some shape or form, that he has no agendas. Things were always running by people in the background who have their own agendas. I don't even think the royal family is running anything. They just want their signatures. So the shadow governments, I spoke about it in some old videos, who truly, taking in the money, just giving them script and nonsense to say to the people to keep the people preoccupied, and while they're sucking the life out of the UK, whatever resources or things they're getting from other countries, you name it, it just stays with some group of people. This is what the US is turning into. This is why Trump destroyed every social safety net, and then they want to control it. The US is going to be just like the UK if people don't stand up. And this is another thing that I've highlighted in past video. Some people outside of the US might say, why is America's not doing anything, or why people are not standing up? I don't know. They use the democratic system. The Trump, the MAGAs, use the democratic system to get into power, and then once they get in, they roll the red carpet, and then they destroy the things that that got them into power. So they're trying to really hold on to power. What's happening in California, I've said it on social media, it's the chaos. You remember in the UK, I think over the summer of 2024, they create this some noises to create the riot. Okay, so something like that is happening in the US and California, because the governor that's over there, that was the only governor that was standing up to Trump. So he probably, Governor Newsom probably is, I don't know what's his motivation to run for president. So Trump is destroying California to make people believe that he cannot even run his own state. So in my humble opinion, it's noise, chaos that he's creating to weaken Newsom's presidential bid. So whoever is gonna run for president against, because Trump wants to run for a third term, and the very first point that I wanted to bring out why people's not doing anything is because they got all three, the government, they're controlling all part of government, the Senate, the House of Representatives, the presidency, and then we have a MAGA kind of Supreme Court. Okay, so they're running all level of government. So this is why there's a stall kind of way where people cannot really, elected officials are not doing or can't do anything because the MAGAs are in control of all form of government. So if you're outside of the country, or you don't understand how the system runs. So this is why it's preventing. So the people have to rise up, which is what California is doing. The citizen of California is doing, and then Trump is stirring the pot, sending. I'm not sharing too much of it. Let me. Oh, I'm not recording. I'm doing a sidetrack here. Just my voice is being recorded. He's sending what do you call it? He's sending National Guard to fight the people, whatever reason, because I'm trying not to pay too much attention to it. So by doing this, he is weakening Governor Newsom's potential running or narrative for running for president. If he cannot control California, how can he control the US, the country as a whole? So this is what's happening here, in my humble opinion. Okay, create chaos, weakening his ability to govern California instead of working with him. Because I've had videos in the past during his first term where he will not help California because California did not vote for him.
I'm Miles Taylor. I served as the Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security under the Donald Trump administration. I would go into the office, I would read my intelligence brief, and then it was my job to help the Department of Homeland Security to keep our country safe. What we saw week in and week out, and for me after 2.5 years in that administration, was terrifying. We would go in to try to talk to him about a pressing national security issue, cyber attack, terrorism threat. He wasn't interested in those things. To him, they weren't priorities. The president wanted to exploit the Department of Homeland Security for his own political purposes and to fuel his own agenda. The California wildfires. On a phone call with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, he told FEMA to cut off the money and to no longer give individual assistance to California. He told us to stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down from a wildfire because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him and that politically it wasn't a base for him. The policies at the border, he wanted to restart zero tolerance and separate families. He said he wanted to go further and have a deliberate policy of ripping children away from their parents to show those parents that they shouldn't come to the border in the first place. A lot of the time, the things he wanted to do not only were impossible, but in many cases illegal. He didn't want us to tell him it was illegal anymore because he knew that there were, and these were his words, he knew that he had magical authorities. He was one of the most unfocused and undisciplined senior executives I've ever encountered. I came away completely convinced based on firsthand experience that the president was ill-equipped and wouldn't become equipped to do his job effectively. And what's worse, was actively doing damage to our security. People who are still serving in this administration have said to me, just wait until the second term. It'll be no holds barred. It'll be shock and awe. We'll do what we want. Given what I've experienced in the administration, I have to support Joe Biden for president. And even though I'm not a Democrat, even though I disagree on key issues, I'm confident that Joe Biden will protect the country. And I'm confident he won't make the same mistakes as this president.
So all of this play a part into it. And many of the people are falling into his trap. So this is why African American is like, this is your fight. We're not going to be part of this. All right. So pretty much the group that is controlling the government are Trumpists, the MAGAs. Okay, so that's that. William can get 24 hours in the news cycle because of who he is, but he still hasn't solved homelessness or broke his fatuous claim to getting peace in the Middle East, so zero credibility does not make him the Duke of Sussex. First, he's already briefing that he's ready to bury his dad and snatch his job, and now he's ready to push Attenborough into his grave and steal his legacy too. This guy shaking my head. Can you see how they make it look like he's that worldly important? You know what that remind me? When he went to the UN, they were finished shaking his hand, they were showing him the door. Next tweet. Another ITV thing here. Okay, if Prince William is as popular as UK media and emotional support poll says, why do they turn off comments on this future king's speech? I thought it was Psycho Friend said the world listened when William speaks. Shouldn't the world be able to comment on the most popular prince's speech? So this is from ITV. They need our help. Prince William issue urgent call to protect world oceans. That was the topic. So they close the comment here. There's 15 retweet. 155 like, and 3 people have bookmarked it. Let's post that GIF. The few likes should absolutely scare the crap out of that firm instead of creating false support for him and hate against his more loved and relatable brother and sister-in-law. How about actually doing the work to earn support rather than weekly helicopter rides and holidays to your nowhere? Alright, I can imagine the comments being filled with facts on his laziness and pledge, which comes to nothing. They know the truth that he is not liked, and the comments will disprove his statement persona, which we all know is a load of bull. There's the laugh here. Jason Knopf will have to perform a total personality transplant before boring Willy will be interesting. Probably too embarrassing since there was nothing but, what's that? I don't know what's that. Perhaps, cricket. Since there was nothing but crickets, perhaps if it was Mambo, nah, virtual monarch. There's the laugh here. After this, that's it. They knew the comments wouldn't be positive, lol. The few comments under Taliban Chris Chip posts were negative toward Prince Billy Idol. I don't know. I really don't know what goes into their head. Next one. All the hate y'all spew out about Meghan Markle has now pushed her to 3.7 million followers. There's the laugh here. At the time of the baby mama video, I believe she was at 3.3 million. Great job, haters. Yeah, if you go to some of my old videos, when I do pop one on her IG, it does show the numbers. Let's see here. I came from it earlier. Okay, it's at 3.7. Did I refresh it? 3.7. Aye. Yeah, 3.7. Alright, back to this. Okay, she was actually at 3 million when it was first uploaded. Where is it? Where's the numbers? 3 million here. Okay, so that was when she first uploaded, it was 3 million. So she has 700,000 plus after she loaded it. See, some people are seeing the numbers. I cannot see the numbers. So she had 5 million views at that time. The pineapple, 5.7. So many squaddies are not seeing the numbers. Okay, who literally gave a F? Are you bored? Do you need a hobby? My God, get a life. Okay, what was this about? Okay. Seriously, you actually commented on a comment you didn't think need to be there. You are the one who needed to get a life, and that's exactly what I came to put, but there she is. You already responded, so let's leave that. Alright, let's leave that. Let's go to the next one. You're commenting about disappointing of someone else. I don't know. Next tweet. Let's pause. Not only Meghan's baby dance video is her most watched, but how many accounts have had huge engagement from posting it? Look at ITV's TikTok, for example, almost 15 million views, and the British media, who posts hundreds of articles about her daily, trying to convince you she's irrelevant. Okay, I don't follow them, so I don't even need to go to that. Princess Meghan is the moment, and she still has her health. Her video has 1.6 million likes, and she gained 500,000 followers. I want to be irrelevant like that, please. Trying to convince themselves. She is irrelevant in the UK. You Yanks keep blowing up her ass if you like. But why do the British media talk about her daily? And let's not forget, here you are commenting under a tweet that's about her. So how can one read your stupidity other than you are being stupid? Alright, let's black as well. Oh my goodness, they can anything that they see about Harry and Meghan, their fingers are like itching. They just can't not let go but click. Okay, I really love this photo, the matching hats. Okay, so that's that. That was extra. Let's just go to the next tweet. Did he fail? Okay, I post this on my community board, and I think I read part of it on my last video. Toxic British press after Duchess Meghan's video garnered millions of views, millions of likes, and thousands of positive comments. We overreacted. Okay, I'll click on it. You guys go pause and read it. Okay, I'll just read the title. As long as it twerks in America, why Meghan Markle doesn't care if British haters winced at video of her twerking in the delivery room before daughter Elizabeth's birth. Okay, so you could pause and read the rest. I think it's different now that I read some part of it. The part where they say Meghan doesn't care about the UK because that is not where the money is, I holler. Okay, so that's not the one that I read. Okay, let's see. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, came in for criticism in Britain last week when she released a cringe-worthy video of her twerking in the delivery room before daughter Elizabeth's birth. But she seems to have put embarrassment behind her as she... Oh my God, if Meghan was to sit and just listen to these people, she would just be in a corner. You could pause and read that. I was confusing this with the one with Victoria Arbiter. There's an article the Daily Fail wrote, the Squad put a screenshot of it. It was about Victoria Arbiter. That's not the same thing. These just get better and better. Okay, I cannot see that. And the British journalists trying to convince us that William is doing important work when their newspapers decided to put Instagram posts of kids at Disneyland on their front page instead of the future king's mission to protect the ocean. There's Chris Chips here. If we save the sea, we save our world. Prince William issues urgent call to protect world's oceans. In a keynote speech to world leaders, he says they need our help. British Army, too small and a dangerous world. What's the other image? It is a miracle. My boy has been found. Okay. So this is the picture there. Harry and Meghan's mini break. Let's leave that alone. Next one. There's the Arbiter video here. Let's pause it. I love how people are now marking the royal rota at Victoria Arbiter. I think I black her. Let's go and black her now. Where's the black? Okay. I thought I blacked her a long time ago. Pause it again. Okay, I love how people are now marking the royal rota at Victoria Arbiter. Just look at yourself. You come off as stupid and gloomy. When the Australian media and Fox News find the video fun, it's time for the British media to get over themselves. Alright, let's listen.
Just question the wisdom in releasing this to the public.
And it seems like there were different parts of it that were cut. It feels like the first time that I watched it, because there were some cut part. You could see where things changed. It seems like they put that together. Or they removed some things that they didn't care. But anyway, let's listen.
I don't know. It's just so normal.
I know, for once I actually felt like
come on.
Meghan was relatable. A woman that I don't think most women find.
I mean, it's
that
easy
relatable.
for me to say from afar, but I would say get over yourselves. Like, you know.
What, Meghan and Harry?
No,
or the UK generally?
The UK press, you know.
This is where her face, Victoria Arbiter's face, changes. She thought when he was saying get over yourself and all that was about Harry and Meghan. But when he explained himself a little bit more, he said the UK. And then her face changed. Let me move it back slightly.
Harry the UK generally?
The UK press, you know. I'm livid. I'm livid. I mean, the late Queen did used to say, never complain, never revive. I mean, it's not the 1800s. Come on. I mean, everyone's using social media. I just feel like we should celebrate people being themselves. And if
they want to be relevant.
Like, so be it. No?
What's
next for the Sussexes?
I like them more this week. I think we've hammered that home, that we're kind of on board with this. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when King Charles first laid eyes on that video. We'll never know his reaction.
Just question the wisdom in
It's
releasing
playing over. There's that. Vicky Aslicker didn't expect that. Yep, she didn't expect that. Choose love, choose joy, choose the Sussex way. Okay, she really thought everyone was going to be as hateful as she is. Yeah, you saw her face change. The smile still remained, but you could see the switch slightly. Or she looks ridiculous. She was gagged. That's the laugh. Yeah, like she wasn't expecting. The tide is changing. Yeah, or the irrelevant ones. It's not the 1800s. Get over yourselves. I just don't understand why these people felt like this was something to jump and on the bandwagon to bash on her, especially as a woman. I understand her father, I don't know, used to or probably still working for the royal family, but still, if you don't want to create a rift between the father, because the father was working for the institution, and if you were to go against them and talk positive about Harry and Meghan, and you don't agree with it, it's best to just stay away. Because she was doing okay being for CNN.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R, B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
But until she decided to take a few bucks, few pounds from YouTubers and lie herself off, and then CNN had to get rid of her. Wasn't she the one that was sacked by CNN for commenting on the Oprah interview before it was even aired, and then tried to blame it on everyone else? Yeah, the squad black drag her for that too. Okay, oh, she found work again? Let's see here. I was gonna say, wow, she watches the video before commenting on it this time, so same. Laughing my ass off. Victoria looked pissed AF. She didn't get the answer she wanted. Okay. Look at her eyes, haha. And they don't even let her talk to keep complaining. That is true. At Victoria, Arbiter, the same liar who was sacked from CNN for lying about the Oprah interview for money, commenting on an interview that hadn't happened yet. I love this. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, this is about William. Let me pause that. So, Roya, Nikkah, and Kate Mansey confirmed a few things. One, the papers had William on the cover with him in military cosplay with Harry's old regiment until Meghan posted her pics of Lily. William was then promptly deleted from the front page. Oh, they did? So they had their campaign going, and then Meghan dropped her thing and they removed his because no one's gonna click if they see his face on the cover. When William becomes king, he's going to have Sophie and Edward front row and center doing the work. Backfired, lol. That's a GIF. LOL. Like, did you see how fast they got rid of that bald idiot? Those squad are paying attention to all of that. I didn't even know any of these things. Okay, wait, hold up. Are you referring to this Edward? There's that, the one and only. I like that he assumed that people who are a generation older than him can keep at it forever, right? Where? I want to listen to her. Japple fan posted their podcast. Where it is, please. Alright, so they're talking about the thing. There's 3 comments under it. Let's see if it's... Okay, check Jassel timeline. I saw it on YouTube. It was on the Time Radio channel. I believe this is the podcast that's being referenced. Hope this helped. Did you find it? Okay, I thought I was gonna see it, but no. Let's go to the next one. I might have to stop. I'm feeling tired reading these. But I have a lot more. Okay, even a blind man can see that Willy and Kate Macbeth are impatiently waiting for King Charles to die. I may not be a fan of Pa, but I hope he lives to be 110. He better post a guard at his bedroom door and employ a food taster while he's at it. There's the archive of this. Fresh royal feud erupts as heir Prince William is running secret diary while he waits for King Charles to die. Oh my God, these people are savage. If they could do that to themselves. This is a tabloid headline anyway, allegedly. Okay, let's put that allegedly. But you see how they treat Princess Diana. Okay, blonde hair, blue eyes, and everything. The ideal woman these guys go for, but look, you see how they treated her. And then look how the son, William, treated her, tried to erase her name. Thank God Harry fought for her legacy. Okay, thanks for sharing. A blind man could see these two hate each other and are functioning as completely separate entities, which makes a report that says Charles won't reconcile with Harry because of William's spew BS, because the two men don't even speak. William doesn't share. Alright, let's see here. Doesn't share his calendar with Charles, and actively positioning him to be on the throne even before his dad dies. Like I've said many times before, Charles has the heir he truly deserves. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I mean, he trained him. They trained him to be that way. Okay, it has been clear as fine crystal that KP and BP were running two different operations with almost no communication. Edward has been presented more in the role heir than William under Casey, King Charles, and that speaks volume. Alright, let me pause for a second and stretch. Alright, so while I was taking a break from recording, I find some new things. I'll share it with you. It's a TikTok video of Martin. He usually explains everything. So let's finish with this. I can agree more. It has been clear as fine crystal that KP and BP were running into different directions. Okay, so I read that. Let's go to the next one. I just added this. That's Martin. TikTok video. Let's pause before it starts. Put the volume. Start all over. Work shy weighty. Kate is known for her strong work ethic. How long did they post that? June 8th. Today is the 9th. Okay. They posted that yesterday. So let's listen.
Morning friends, happy Sunday, how are you doing? And we have to start the day off with this absolute banger, because when I saw it yesterday, firstly I thought we're living in North Korea. Secondly, I laughed out loud at the commentary below. It's just absolutely incredible.
What did the comment say? Kate Middleton picture in 2023 is it's blacked it. Is known. Okay, I can't read it because the thing is covered when I pause it. So let's continue with the video.
And we've always said on this journey over the last 2 years, when Meghan is riding high, the British digital media have to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find something, anything positive to say about Kate. And this is the most laughable thing that I've read so far. So what's Kate known for, if you can see it? Kate is known for her strong work ethic. I mean, it's just incredible. What crap.
I think so. We have great news. They're very generous, aren't they? Mine's just learning. How to do. Good luck with that.
Incredible journalist would actually say something that blatantly isn't true.
Well, this is that typical way. You don't have to believe your eyes, your senses. Throw your senses out the window. Just listen to them, and that will solve the problem. All right, but people are waking up. But let's continue.
And before the royalists get going, even before Kate was ill, she used to disappear regularly. 2021, 2022, 2023, she would disappear for months and no one even noticed. She's also known for her dedication to her duties. What? When they wheel her out literally once or twice a month to do something. She was replaced by bloody Sophie the day before yesterday. Kate is literally not known for a strong work ethic.
I don't think I put that on the list. Is it Sophie bending the knee in front of Charles? There's two different angles. There's one you see, she's literally bending the knee, and there's one behind a bush where someone put it. You would assume it's something else that's happening. But let's continue.
Or dedication to duties. If you are a journalist and you are writing things that are blatantly untrue, I think you need to think about getting a new career. As ever, have a brilliant Sunday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think.
Okay, let's see here. People are just laughing. I think she suffered from mental illness and they are hiding her from the public, just like the Queen two cousins. Yes, those poor sisters never seen the light of day outside the hospital wards. So sad. Kate, I really don't care. She made her bed. She lets them wheel her out like a subservient mannequin at every turn.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
Oh, no. There's that. Was it I about Kate? Sorry, I can't even comment. Let us focus on Meghan, beautiful mom dance, girl, yeah. LOL, strong work ethic. One of her most famous nickname, Duchess of Doledo, originated from what the Queen remarked about her laziness. She says Kate doesn't do very much, and she still doesn't. She's dedicated to her monthly holidays and doing as little as possible. Late Queen Elizabeth dubbed Wady Katie Doolittle. Kate has lived up to the name. Mr. and Mrs. Workshy are still added. Kate and Willy's lazy work ethic is the core of their dislike of Harry and Meghan, because Harry and Meghan show William and Kate up for the lazy asses that they are. Okay, I just love how Martin commentaries. Yeah, he make it really quick and to the point. He is always, that said, always on the point. Kate known for work ethic. There's the laugh here. I just can't with these sycophant bootlickers. Best laugh all day, lol. Which work? The disappearing act. Let's go to the next tweet.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.